Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what's out there? Not just the stars and galaxies we can see, but what life might be like, far away from our familiar blue and green home. It's a thought that has fascinated humanity for centuries. We often think about life in the outside world, but what does that truly mean? Is it life in outer space, on some distant alien planet? Or maybe it's a more philosophical idea, a life beyond our everyday perceptions? Today we're going on a journey to explore this fascinating concept, contrasting the life we know here on Earth with the tantalizing possibilities of what could exist beyond it. Let's start with what we know best: life on Earth. Our planet is a bustling, vibrant, interconnected system. From the smallest microbe in the deepest ocean trench to the tallest redwood tree reaching for the sky, everything is linked. Life here is defined by cycles: the water cycle, the carbon cycle, the constant rhythm of day and night, and the turning of the seasons. Our very bodies are tuned to this rhythm. We need a specific mix of oxygen in the air we breathe, the pressure of our atmosphere to hold us together, and the perfect distance from our sun to keep us warm but not scorched. Think about the sheer diversity of life on Earth. It's staggering. We have creatures that thrive in the freezing cold of the Antarctic, and others that bask in the scorching heat of the Sahara. Life has adapted to every conceivable niche, creating a web of relationships: predators and prey, parasites and hosts, symbiotic partners working together. This is the essence of life on our planet: adaptation, interdependence, and a constant dynamic dance of survival and evolution, all fueled by the energy of our sun and the resources of our world. It's a life of sound, of color, of touch, and of deep emotional connection with each other and our environment. This is our baseline, the only example of life we've ever known. Now, let's pivot and imagine life in the outside world, in outer space. The first and most profound difference is the environment itself. Space is a vacuum. It's silent. It's unimaginably cold in the shadows and intensely hot in direct sunlight. There's no air to breathe, no atmospheric pressure, and a constant bombardment of radiation. Any life form that exists out there would have to be fundamentally different from us. It might not be carbon-based. Perhaps it would be silicon-based, a concept science fiction loves to explore. Imagine a crystalline being that doesn't breathe oxygen, but instead metabolizes minerals, thriving on a planet with a methane atmosphere. Their senses could be entirely alien to us. We rely on sight, sound, and touch. What if a species evolved to see using sonar, like a bat or a dolphin, but on a planetary scale? Or perhaps they communicate not through sound waves, but through intricate patterns of light, or even direct telepathic exchange. The very concept of a day or a year might be meaningless to a creature living on a rogue planet drifting through interstellar space, or one on a tidally locked world that always shows the same face to its star. One side would be in perpetual daylight, the other in eternal night. Life there would be a world of extremes, completely alien to the balanced cycles we take for granted. Living in such a world would reshape the very idea of society and civilization. On Earth, our cultures are shaped by geography, by rivers, mountains, and oceans. In space, civilization might be built vertically, deep into a planet's crust to escape surface radiation. Or perhaps it would be nomadic, with entire populations migrating across their planet to follow a shifting habitable zone. The concept of home might not be tied to a piece of land, but to a collective, a starship, or a shared consciousness. Their art, their philosophy, their values, all would be born from a reality so different from our own that we can barely begin to comprehend it. Would they even have a concept of individuality, or would they operate as a hive mind, a single superorganism? But let's bring the idea of the outside world a little closer to home. What if it doesn't mean outer space, but simply living outside of our familiar bubble? Think about the pioneers and explorers in our own history. For someone who had never left their small village, the outside world was the next town over, or a city across the sea. Living abroad, experiencing a culture completely different from your own, is a kind of journey into another world. You encounter different languages, different foods, different ways of thinking about family, work, and life itself. It challenges your assumptions and broadens your perspective. This experience is a microcosm of what it might be like to encounter a truly alien intelligence. It teaches us that our way of living is just one of many possibilities. This brings us to a more philosophical interpretation. What if the outside world isn't a place at all, but a state of mind? We all live within our own planet, our personal world of thoughts, beliefs, and experiences. The outside world, then, is the life we experience when we step outside of our own internal monologue, when we truly connect with what's happening around us. It's the difference between thinking about the forest and actually being in the forest, smelling the pine, feeling the crunch of leaves underfoot, and seeing the sunlight filter through the canopy. This outside world is a life of presence, of mindfulness, of experiencing reality directly, rather than through the filter of our own minds. In this sense, the life we hold within our own personal planet can be a place of anxiety, of replaying the past and worrying about the future. It can be a lonely place. But the life we experience in the outside world, the world of direct present moment awareness, is often richer, more vibrant, and more connected. It's where genuine interaction happens. It's the difference between planning to be happy and simply being happy. Exploring this outside world doesn't require a spaceship, it just requires a shift in attention. It's about looking up from our screens and seeing the faces of the people we're with. It's about listening, not just to form a reply, but to truly understand. So whether we're talking about distant galaxies, foreign countries, or the world right in front of our eyes, the contrast is profound. Life on our planet, in our culture, in our own heads, is our familiar baseline. It's comfortable. It's known. But the outside world, in all its forms, represents the unknown, the potential for growth, and the possibility of discovering something entirely new, not just about the universe, but about ourselves. It challenges our definitions and expands our understanding of what it means to be alive. The journey to the outside world is the ultimate adventure, whether it takes us across the cosmos or simply across the street. What do you think? What does the outside world mean to you? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey today. If you enjoyed this exploration of ideas, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content that makes you think. Until next time, keep looking up and keep looking out.